In this session, what we want to discuss is issues pertaining to safety and health of our employees within the workplace in Malawi. So, one we need to appreciate is that when we talk about the safety and health of our employees, if we're able to support them accordingly in terms of their health, but also in terms of their safety, what kind of tools are we providing to them? How is the work environment like? How safe is the work environment? And also, how healthy is the work environment? We're not contributing to the contraction of diseases, or maybe contributing to workplace accidents and all that. So all of us, we have to manage the workplace to ensure that we're able to avoid all those things. And also at the same time, we look at the welfare of the employees. What's the welfare of the employees? Once if we're able to manage these welfare issues, healthy, and also the safety of the employees, you might find that their employees are motivated and they're able to work hard for the organization, which in the long run can contribute to the success of an organization. And also, we need to appreciate that there are certain laws that maybe tend to guide this kind of issues in terms of the safety, health, and welfare issues. So one of the key laws that we need to appreciate is that we have the Occupational Safety, Health, and Welfare Act, for example, and also we have the HIV and AIDS Prevention and Management Act. We also have some policies, could be the COVID national policy, could be the cholera national response, amongst other things. It could be a disease that is there, and maybe we might need to have some kind of an intervention maybe from the government. But all these things tend to come from the government, especially maybe the Minister of Health, in terms of how can we be able to manage any healthy related issue at our workplace. So that's what is very, very important for us to appreciate. But also related to the same, we also have the Workers' Compensation Act. Whenever employees have contracted some diseases, for example, or maybe they have that's work-related diseases, but also they have been injured within the workplace, they have to be compensated. So this is what is very, very important. So what we need to appreciate is when it comes to management of the health and the safety and also welfare of the employees, what is important for us to appreciate is that we have got the Occupational Safety and Welfare Act, which under Section 7 of the Act tend to promote that each and every workplace has to be registered. So there is need for registration of the workplace. So through the Director of Occupational Safety Health, which is a department within the Ministry of Labor. That is very, very important. But also at the same time, under Section 8, whenever we do some alterations, for example, we have registered the workplace and maybe we have tried to change some rooms. This one, maybe it was just one office, but maybe we have partitioned it to make some offices, or maybe it was just a big room, we have turned into several offices, or maybe there were several offices, we've turned into one office and all that. So when you have made some kind of alterations, whether permanent or temporary, but we need to inform the Ministry of Labor under the Occupational Safety Health Department so that they should be able to appreciate such kind of alterations. This is what is very, very important. So whenever the ministry is registering a workplace, there are certain things that they need to, as an employer, we have to abide by, and also they have to register after being satisfied that you have really met those requirements. One of the key things is whenever you're constructing, they look at the materials that were used during the construction or the materials that have been used during the construction, issues of, for example, the ventilation of the offices, in terms of light, to say how much light is going into the offices, and also maybe whether natural or artificial light. This could be bulbs and all that, but also even the ventilation in terms of the windows and all that, issues of air circulation within the offices, and also they want to see how maybe safe is it, how can one escape fire, for example. So escape from fire, how is the office organized, but also they look at the issues of the sanitary facilities. Sanitation facilities could be related to issues of toilets, whether we have got specific toilets for ladies, we have got specific toilets for gents. Do we have water within the workplace, for example, drinking water? Is it water, bottled water, or maybe we have some water dispensers, or maybe there we have some taps and all that. These are some of the important things that the inspectors will be able to appreciate. But also they look at heat to say how how hot is the room, the rooms that have been designated as workplaces, how cold are they. I'll give example. Some places they might have like a cold room, yeah. So we might find that maybe they are keeping some things which are supposed to be kept in cold room, like fresh items, could be beef and or other things. So you might find that you are designated that as an office for someone. So they will look at all those things to say how hot or how cold are the rooms that are in terms of noise, yeah. Maybe yeah, we all know that there are certain workplaces, yeah, to say, for example, there's too much noise, for example, yeah. I'll give example in a museum, yeah. So they'll be looking at to say what safety measures have we provided to the employees who are working in such kind of an environment. So all those issues are all looked into to say maybe these are and they can recommend some of the interventions that as an employer you are supposed to put into place to ensure that the employees are safe from any occurrence of any challenge, could be which is going to affect their safety, but also it's going to affect their health. And also, I think under Section 13 of the Occupational Safety, Health and Welfare Act, there is need for the employer to provide certain basic things which the Act is empowering the employee to provide. Some of the things is, for example, training. For example, the machines that are being used by the employees, are they trained? The employees, are they trained to use the machines? Could be drivers. Are they well trained? For example, maybe there are certain production machines. Do they know? Because sometimes, because someone doesn't have the knowledge of how that machine operates, can be able to injure himself or herself. So issues of training is very, very important. As an employer, you are supposed to train your employees. And also issues of the clothing, yeah, in terms of maybe do you have enough buffers, for example, do you have overalls, for example, dusty coats, for example, do you have helmets, for example. What about the glasses? There are certain works which maybe, for example, welding, you may need special glasses for welding, and also there are certain things which you need to use special glasses. So you need some gloves, for example. Yeah, if the ladders, are they really working properly? Yeah, scaffolds, are they really in good conditions? For example, your bricklayers, are the scaffolds really working and also they're in good condition? What kind of materials are you using to do the scaffolds, for example? So the employer is supposed to provide the necessary work environment which is conducive to the employees, yeah. But also at the same time, as an employer, they're supposed to provide the safety and healthy committee, to form a safety and healthy committee which is going to promote the health and safety and welfare of the employees within the workplace. And also at the same time, there is always need to develop a safety and healthy policy. Yeah, safety, healthy, and very, very important. Yeah, like organizations like Change Consulting Group can be able to develop for you. Yeah. And also at the same time, we can have a designated officer as a safety officer. This is some of the key responsibilities of employers who are supposed. So you can employ a safety officer, a safety and health officer, who is going now to have an overall responsibility together with the committee. The committee might have its own responsibilities, but also the safety and health officer might have its own responsibilities, like to inspect workplaces, to recommend areas that needs to be supported within the organization in terms of the safety and also healthy interventions, so that the workplace is safe and healthy. But also you can have a risk register. Yeah, you can also have a risk register which you can be able to document all the risks within the organization. For example, occurrences that have happened before, you might need to document them within that particular risk register, or some which you can be able to foresee that maybe they might happen in future. So you might need to be able to document all of them. But also at the same time, the employer has got responsibility. In case of an injury, the compensation under the Workers' Compensation Act, the employees have to be compensated. So these are some of the things which are very, very important for employers to adhere to. We have had cases of employers being faulted for not providing enough adequate safety and health of the employees. Like there's a case of Tamara Kabo and Motor Angel. I might encourage you to Google that particular court case. Tamala Kaboa versus Motor Angel, where it was noted that there was a breach of Section 13, which is provided the employer is supposed to support the employees in terms of the safety and health. But in this particular case, despite the employee Tamara complaining to the employer to say, no, there is my boss who is always pestering me to go into sexual intercourse with her and all that, with him and all that, but the boss, the company was not doing anything. Yeah, so this is one case of the breach of Section 13. But also there is also another case of Nchizi versus the registered trustees. Nchizi versus the registered trustees of the Seventh Day Adventist Association. So this is also the employees were also exposed to safety risks, but the employer did not provide anything. But I think this is some of the, so even the court faulted the registered trustees of that particular problem. So this just shows some things to say. Sometimes we take them for granted and all that, but then employees can sue us, and also can be able ending to pay a lot of money, and also pay a lot of money to the employees as a compensation after the costs have determined. So it's always better to have proper systems in place which are to manage the issues of safety and health of our employees. And also at the same time, the employees have also a responsibility. One, you can be able to provide all the necessary safety clothing, which we call them PPEs, personal protective equipment, clothing, boots, and all that, helmets. But you might find that maybe the employees are also not putting on them. Maybe if they are working the lanes, you have to provide the lane suits, the raincoats, and all that. But you might find that maybe they are not providing such kind of they're not putting on such kind of PPEs. So one of the responsibilities of the employees, there was a duty they are supposed to put on these PPEs, which has been provided by the employer. In an event that they are not putting on these PPEs, you might find that the employer has got the right to discipline such kind of employees. So this is one of the important things that we should also be able to appreciate, to say, because once an injury has happened, you might find the employer will be faulted as if he didn't do well. So you can be able to discipline your employee, even dismiss them, because they are not adhering to the safety. This just shows the seriousness that the organization has when it comes to issues of safety and health of its employees. But also at the same time, the employees have got the right to stay away from the risky workplace. This is also, even if you read the Labor Relations Act, stay away is one of the processes that one can be able to do if he sees that his workplace is not safe or is not healthy to him. So you can be able to stay away from the workplace. This is also some, and even to advise the employer some of the health safety and healthy risks within the organization, so that maybe the employer can be able to intervene. But also at the same time, some risks could be coming in terms of fire, for example. Yeah, so it's always important for us to appreciate, to say where we have got fire. Yeah, we should be able to look at, to say how do we prevent fire within the workplace. We have seen a lot of places being caught fire. Yeah, we know of the Escom house in Blantyre. We also know of many other places that caught fire, and we had a case in Blantyre also of the Leopard matches. Yeah, so these are just to show, to say there are certain risks related to fire which have to be managed within an organization, or at each and every workplace. We need to manage the safety and health of the employees. So including when it comes to management of the safety and health, but also if you at fire in general, you might lose a lot of money. Yeah, so the materials that you are using for construction, you look at the professional electrical wiring, who did the wiring, is it certified and all that. But also you need to have an orientation to staff members to say how should they manage the health hazards, for example. So you need to educate the staff on the health hazards, the importance of having smoking areas and designated smoking areas, and not specifically someone to smoke within the workplace. Yeah, maybe in the offices and all that, but also make sure maybe whenever they're knocking off, they have switched off anything that needs to be switched off. Cookers, could be the coils, could be hot plates, could be kettles and all that. Even the computers should be switched off, the sockets should be switched off, the bulbs should be switched off, yeah, just to ensure that the workplace is all that safe. Just like wires ESCOM would communicate to the general public to say, when power has gone off, we are supposed to switch off everything, and when power is back, we should be able to switch those things on again. So it's very, very important for us to appreciate that. And also there's always need to educate staff members. They have to know these things. You can also put up like the fire detectors within the offices. You can put up the smoke detectors. Yeah, this is just detect smoke within the premises, but also you can have an assembly point for fire. Yeah, so whenever you can have the fire extinguishers, for example. Yeah, so in the event that maybe there is a fire, yeah, you might need to alert each other. You can have an alarm, which are when hitlings. All people have to be trained to know that they have to assemble at one point and be able to count each other to say how many people are there, yeah, and also be able to understand and also this could be like you can do like fire drills just to ensure that the people are aware. So you can just link anytime just to ensure if the people are going to assemble at one point. So whenever such kind of things are flowing, you should be able to count each other, how many people are there and all that. Yeah, so it's always important to do that in terms of the fire, but also in terms of the escape routes. Do you have really specific escape routes which you can be able to use as employees to get out of the workplace, just to ensure that they are safe whenever they are coming out of the workplace? Sometimes you might find that to say maybe if the employees are not safe, then you might find that maybe they are using routes which are not safe. And also at the same time, one thing we should be able to appreciate is to say sometimes people can have the fire extinguishers, the fire detectors, the smoke detectors, but they're not working. So it's always important to check if these things are working, and especially the fire extinguishers. Maybe the people knowledgeable of how to use them. The motor vehicles, all the motor vehicles for the organizations should have for the fire extinguishers, but also the employees should be taught on how to use this kind of fire extinguishers. And also at the same time, another important thing that we should be able to appreciate is that whenever accidents have happened within the workplace, they should be reported to Minister of Labour under the Occupational Safety and Health, apart from processing on the workers' compensation. So whenever you're informing the Minister of Labour, also inform the Department of Occupational Safety and Health so that they are aware of the accidents which have happened within the workplace. And also might have occupational diseases. Yeah, you can have COVID. Yeah, we had COVID. Yeah, which was almost not a workplace, but at the workplace there is a chance of being people transmitting to each other. We have HIV/AIDS, we have TB, we have skin diseases. Yeah, we have lung diseases, we have diarrhea, cholera. These are some of the diseases which may be due to the unhealthy living of others. So some people might find they are passed on to each other in one way or another. Yeah. So HIV/AIDS, we can argue whether it's a workplace disease or not, but we all know that these things, whenever there are people interacting, intermingling, there could be sexual relationships and all that. So how do we manage all that? So the policy would be able to describe how to manage such kind of policies. That's what I'm saying is very, very important. And even though the employees, are they well trained? Are they aware of the processes which are involved when it comes to mitigation of the safety and healthy issues at the workplace, for example? Yeah, so I already said the Minister of Labour is responsible for registering a workplace. Apart from that, they're also supposed to do what we call inspections. So they'll be checking on the health, the safety of the workplace, to look at maybe what are some of the safety and health hazards that the workplace has, to avoid or to prevent workplace-related accidents, but also contraction of diseases. And also they can recommend measures to address such kind of problem. And also sometimes the ministry can close through the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, they can be able to close a workplace for not adhering to the safety and healthy requirements as provided for in the Occupational Safety and Welfare Act, besides any other policies of government. So can be able to close such kind of a workplace. Yeah, so When it comes to self-awareness, yeah, nowadays we're talking about maybe so what kind of support can an employee, yeah, can an employer provide to his or her employees when they are sick, for example. What happens whenever maybe they are just delivered or a new baby, or what kind of support can they provide when they are pregnant? We all know what happens with the amendment of the Employment Act. Yeah, that happened in 2022. Yeah, there was a need for, we need to adhere to that, to say we should be able to provide flexible working hours to lactating mothers and also breastfeeding mothers. Yeah, even those people who are pregnant, we should be able to support them in one way or another by providing the flexible working hours and also the necessary support. Yeah, so we should be able to provide all that. This is falling under the welfare of employees. So you can also look at the issues of maybe when they have died, for example, what kind of support can you provide to them? Yeah, as an employer, for example. Yeah, so all this has to be managed, but also at the same time, nowadays there are a lot of issues of lifestyle diseases. You talk about hypertension, diabetes, stress, issues of mental health, obesity, yeah, which can always affect our employees in one way or another. So we should also be able to have sessions to educate them when it comes to these lifestyle diseases and also issues of mental health, so that they're able to understand all these issues, the causes, the impact, and also maybe how to manage such kind of things. Yeah, so other interventions could include like healthy talks, exercises, gymnastics, aerobics, even the mental health issues. You can smoke, you can ban smoking, for example. Yeah, you can have some eating lessons, what kind of eating you should be taking, what kind of proteins, carbohydrates, and all that, which foods have this kind of nutrients and which foods have got this kind of nutrients, just to ensure that you're looking at the employee as a whole. Yeah, so even their family members, and I quote someone was saying to say it's better to take care of your employees better, because it means you're going to reduce the cost of medical and also funeral expenses when you take care of your employees properly. So you should better manage these employees to reduce the cost of health related, whether it's insurance, but you still have to pay some bills to the insurance companies. But also at the same time, if you have got your own in-house service provider, but also even just like the day offs that people are off because they are sick and all that. Some of the most common diseases are coming in because of the lack of awareness on what kind of to do to prevent some of the lifestyle sicknesses which are associated. We can have a gymnastic center, for example, at your workplace, just to encourage the people to, if you do physical exercise, you can do aerobics. Aerobics, you don't need any resource, for example. Yeah, it's just a matter of having a trainer or someone within the office can just organize a session just to be training each other. Maybe you can say, okay, once a week or even every day when people have knocked off, we can do some kind of exercises and all that. There's some kind of aerobics within session within the office. Yeah, so you can invite Change Consult Group to support you in these areas, the issues of the mental health, the gymnastics, the aerobics, training sessions, the fire drills, the how to prevent fire training on fire prevention, even the actual safety and health to do the safety and health risks. How do we document such kind of things? Even developing the policy, the safety and healthy policy, even establishing the safety and healthy committee. All these things, CCG, Change Consult Group, can be able to support you so that you are able to manage these things on your own. You find that your employees will be motivated to work hard for your organization. These are some of the things that maybe can frustrate your employees. Yeah, you can invite us to do inspections, for example, your workplace, to say maybe the lighting, the heating of your workplace, how good, the kind of desks that they are using, and all that can also affect them in one way or another. So what is important for us to appreciate is that these are some of the things which are very, very important. And under welfare, there are also issues of confidentiality. For example, someone has declared maybe is HIV positive, you shouldn't communicate to the rest of the staff members, for example, unless he has communicated voluntarily. Issues of avoiding compulsory testing, for example, and also even terminating someone because of his health, for example. Yeah, Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, maybe, yeah, but you can be able to agree depending on the policy of the organization and be able to discuss and all that and be able to reach a consensus as per the Employment Act. So these are some of the key things that you should be looking at when you talk about the health and safety and welfare of your employees, just to ensure that they are working to the advantage of the organization, so that your productivity can what increase. Remember, if you take care of your safety, health, and welfare of your employees, you might find that you are spending less on their healthy and also instances of death. Yeah, death expenses and also health expenses, you might find they are going down. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will hope you can also be able to watch the other videos that I've done in this YouTube, but also the subsequent videos which I'll be doing related to different topics. Thank you so much for watching.